We have to learn to live with a certain amount of risk. The issue is managing the risk and using the outliers, and it happens all the time. There'll be a mistake and attention will be paid to it. And we're sorry that people's mistakes have to be made public, right? We'd all like to make mistakes like we do all the time, but in private. But when the spotlight is shown, it can be an effective learning opportunity and a teachable moment for all of us, not only in the legal profession, but particularly in the pro bono community, to say, especially at a time when the need is so great, and that we have a crisis, not just in the death penalty area, but across the board in society. Just read the paper every day at a time when the need is so great. We don't have the luxury to wash our hands of the need to get involved in the community and our obligation as attorneys to make the world a better place. So I think the question really is, how do we manage the risk? And I think these are wake-up calls to being proactive. And it is a fantastic opportunity to meet with your risk management professionals, right? To do the due diligence now to prevent glitches, hiccups, and problems in the future. And I think often things like that go to the bottom of our to-do list. We're all so busy. We're fielding so many inquiries, issues, incoming, that it's very easy to take things like that and have them slip to the bottom of our to-do list. So when things like this happen, it's a great opportunity to motivate ourselves and our firms and our allies, our pro bono committee, our risk management, our leadership, whoever it may be, to say, let's go, right? What can we do better? How can we prevent, to the extent things are preventable? And how can we understand that things happen all the time, right? Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. And let's just figure out how to minimize our risk and how to put in place even a crisis mitigation strategy so that when something happens, because it always does, right? The pipe always bursts, your house floods, the tire goes flat, things happen. The measure is how we deal with them. So let's think about it up front, right? Who do we have to get involved? What should our messaging be? And how can we be proactive? One issue is, it's a great time to look at the staffing of your cases, right? Do you have your partner supervision where you want it to be? Are you employing some alternative models and trying different things that you think could be effective? Are you thinking strategically about the pro bono work that you're doing so you're building centers of excellence and garnering expertise, as opposed to having just a very episodic view of your docket and just taking things here and taking things there? Are you getting sort of the bang for your buck that you need to do? Okay, then within that, are you giving people the type of experience that they should be getting? Are they developing the skills that they should be getting? Are they having the opportunities that they should be getting? And it's fantastic to ask your lawyers, right? What did you think you would get out of handling this matter? And did you? Or what are you looking for in terms of your personal growth? Let's find some matters that will get you that. And what's your passion? What interests you, right? If we're going to have partners supervise, let's figure out what issues are of interest to them. And it could be the thing that I'm most interested in actually is our firm's mentoring program. So I'd like to supervise my mentee, who I don't always work with. Or I am extremely interested in our women and diversity initiatives. And I'd like to use my pro bono supervisory time to tie into those initiatives. I think that that can be incredibly effective. And lastly, I'd say, are you creating a culture where people feel comfortable talking about what they need? So do you have an environment where if you have an associate that feels they have a lot of questions and they aren't getting the supervising opportunities, the nurturing, the supervision, the quality control, the guidance, are they in over their head? What can they do about it? And do they feel that there are people they can go to, hopefully the direct supervisor, but what about people in their practice group? What about the assignment and staffing professionals? What about the pro bono responsible people? What about the office leaders? What about their mentor? If they have no one that they can go to, that's a problem that you need to diagnose, right? And so it's a good opportunity to see and double check that you have cross checks up and down your pipeline, both top down and bottom up. Part of having pro bono integrated into your firm is integrated into how the firm works. So if you have systems in place in ways that you handle your commercial matters, from intake, conflicts check, can we actually do this work for this client, to staffing, to quality control of the actual work, who's doing drafts, who's doing end products, fact checking, site checking, buttoning it up, making sure it looks good, reviewing the bills to check for efficiencies, are we working as smartly as we could without wasting time, to closing out the matter, to doing debriefs. What went wrong? What went right? Where were weak links? What could we do better? Did we communicate well as a team? Did we communicate well with the client? All of those things are learnable and transferable to your pro bono practice. And are you doing that is the question, right? Are we creating two forms of justice and lawyering in the law firm, where you have your paid work and your pro bono work, or is it seamlessly integrated with the best practices learning back and forth, from admin to substance and everywhere in between?